So you are, to me, you are Walt Mitty.
That's right. Is that right? Not the Danny Kaye or the Ben Stiller guy. I'll be that for you.
Well, that's how I got to know you.
That's how I think since probably 2015, that's probably who I identify with most. So, yeah.
But you weren't given that name at birth.
No, I was given my father's name at birth, which is an awesome name, and so I'm a junior, Jerry Beaver Jr. So yeah, for that, I'm proud of that as well. And so yes, that's how I was born someone different. So
you were born someone different.
That's right. But as as all superheroes are, right?
So what was your upbringing like? Where were you born? When were you born?
Yeah, I was born in I'm actually the same age as Mike Tyson. I was born in 1966 in California at an Air Force base in the high desert. So yeah, long time ago. So yeah, so I grew up in Victorville. Lived most of my time there. I think we did a couple years overseas, and then I graduated from there. And then, I spent 4 years failing out of a 2-year community college, and then joined the military.
So, what, Air Force brat or?
Yeah, right. My dad was Air Force, so he did a little bit of traveling, but we didn't. As you know, we came into the picture, there was less traveling, and then he just moved on and began working at the railroad there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your upbringing like? I mean,
it was, they did everything they could. In hindsight, I don't know that we had a ton of money, but I don't think we lacked for anything, to be quite honest. I think that's, I have no complaints that would be worth complaining about.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a favorite memory growing up as a kid?
We used to go rabbit hunting up in the mountains up there in the quarry and stuff. Me and my dad used to go rabbit hunting. One of the things you can't do now, I think I was 10 years old. I used to ride my bike to the gun club for not gun class, but for shooting. And so me and my family, we'd go out and shoot targets and hunt rabbits and then eat Vienna sausages and have a real good time. It was pretty nice, yeah. So
your dad was on the road most of the time, is that right?
He did, it was during the 60s and 70s, so a lot of folks had all expense paid trips to the places that, you don't take your family. So he did it a couple of years, I think, over there in Thailand. And then he came back, and then he shortly retired right after that. We did a quick trip in Germany, where my sisters were born. Not a lot of traveling like a lot of military families now, but enough, yeah.
Thinking about that, making you go back in time, what did your parents instill in you that helped you become the person you are today?
One of the things, we went to church. We went to St. Joan of Arc. Me and my sister, I don't think we did this all the time, but I do remember we rode our bikes to church. I was an altar boy for a little while, and one of the cool things about being an altar boy when you grew up in California is the priest, Father Gernal, said you could root for the Angels or the Padres. That was the only team you could root for. And so he took all of the altar boys, wasn't a lot of us, 3 or 4 of us. We all went to Angel Stadium. We ate hot dogs and got Angel banners, and we watched a baseball game with our priest. And that was like one of my fondest memories of being, I was like, this is the best. It was those kind of things. And it was just, we didn't have a lot of money. So he springed for all the hot dogs, and we all got stuff to think about. So that's a very fond memory that I have that, I think kind of, that's why we do that with our kids. Our kids had to go through that. There's no Angels or Dodgers or Padres here. That's, very fond memories.
But your parents instill in you?
Oh, yeah. My pops worked his ass off. Period. Dot. Worked his ass off. He worked at the base, and then he worked at a gas station. And then one time, I think he had to work down the hill at another place. And then when he retired, and he was looking for this next long-term gig, he would rough houses with electrical wires, just put in that was like, he'd come home from wherever he was working, then we would eat, and then we would go out to a construction site, and we would help him strip wires and wrap them and put them in the little utility boxes. And he worked, and I think he worked when his pops passed away when he was in elementary school. So I don't think my dad even graduated from, I know he didn't, I think like 8th grade. And then he worked at the cotton mill, and then he went into the Air Force, and then he had us, and it was just, he worked. And he never, I don't think I ever heard him complain. I think I could probably complain in more a week than he complained in my whole life. So, yes. So he showed it to me. I don't know that he instilled it to me. You know, I recognize that that's what life's really about. It's about providing and doing the things for the people that you care about. Yeah. My mom, you know, back then it was typical mom stuff. She, you know, we ate meals, and you know, when we had splurge, we'd go out to drive-thrus and that kind of thing. And there was not a, it wasn't a. They always managed to find a way to make you happy. I think that's kind of what it was, and it didn't have to be a thing. It could be an experience. So yeah, those are the things I think my folks, just off the top of my head.
But you're a guy who's got, I mean, you got the tough side of you, and you got the soft side.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. Is it a spider? Yeah. I'm not afraid of that. That doesn't scare me at all.
He wasn't invited to the interview, though.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, so you gotta be part of the guild or whatever.
Is that accurate?
What, a tough side?
That there's
I don't know. Maybe. I think a tolerant, a determined side. I don't know about tough side.
How would you describe yourself?
That's a great question. I don't like.
Well, I asked it. So
yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if tough's the word. I think empathetic. I don't know that tough is one that they would attach to my name. Dependable, trustworthy, loyal. Somewhere in there's a psychosis thing you could probably attach to it. Spontaneous, maybe. I don't know. Tough's not the one I'm thinking of. I just can't find the one I am thinking of.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe we get back to it. Like, you know what? Yes, long-winded, I think is the
So I know that, from what I understand, you went into the military as well.
I did. Like I said, after that 4-year stint in that 2-year school, I had a talk with my roommates, mom and dad, and we thought, hey, maybe there's a different path for you. I was like, well, you're not the boss of me. And so I went in the military like my dad, because he's not the boss of me. so yeah, I went in the military, and that, for me, it changed my life. I probably can count 5 decisions I've made in my life that have made me, like, that was key. That was a clutch decision that I don't know that I actually made that consciously. I didn't like pull out my, my Joseph Campbell, hero's journey storyline and say, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this and this. It was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And so yeah, that one was like huge for me. So I went in, did the things, I was all in. I didn't know that there was like, I didn't know any different after that. They taught me, they told you, here's 4 pairs of underwear, 3 t-shirts, fold them this way, do those things, and we'll yell at you less than we do the other people. So yeah, that was probably a good fit for me. So yeah, Air Force.
What'd you do in the Air Force?
I did a couple of things. I became a B-1 crew chief back in '89, and I did that for about 11 years, which I was talking to somebody about this recently, and the work that we did then, I don't know that I could do now. It was hard. It really, I loved it though. I have one story that I always tell people that I just haven't been able to get to be a good story, but it was right after Thanksgiving. We were working in the flight line in South Dakota, and we're outside working on the airplanes, doing our thing, and it was time to come in. The truck, that's what the vehicle would get us all around to our toolboxes in our aircraft, and it was time for lunch, so I pulled my sandwich out of my pocket, and it was frozen. We had been out there in the weather, and that is like my biggest badge of courage, is that I had a turkey sandwich frozen in my pocket while I was preparing to launch a jet. It was just, that's kind of when I go back to my father, like, okay, he might not have I might not have done that all the time, but I knew I was capable of doing it one time. And so, yeah, that's a very fond memory. And you didn't get paid any money when you were an enlisted troop with kids. So it was not for the money, but it was fun. It's something I'm very fond of and very proud of.
Yeah, what years were you in the military?
I was in from 99 to 2015. No, I'm sorry, 89. 1989 to 2015. Because in 95 we had our oldest, and then I went to school and made some changes, and so, yeah, so then I crossed over and did some other things, and I worked on, flew satellites, if you will, and then did a little different gig for 15 more years and then retired.
Yeah, when you said 99, I was like, wait a second.
I know, right? That's, yeah, no, 1980.
You're older than that.
I know, exactly. I was a late bloomer, but I wasn't that late, yes.
Your family life now, you have You're married?
Yeah, yeah. My wife Bobby and Caleb and Michael, and I have Caleb is our enlisted kid, and Michael is our lieutenant kid. Because when I was enlisted, we had Caleb, and we had all the things that go along with that. And then when we crossed over, shortly after that, we had Michael. So I don't know why that worked out, but yeah, it was. Yeah, so those are we have two of them. They're amazing, and I think I'm the same exact parent, but they are two very different children. And it's awesome. It's awesome that you see them find their own oxygen and their own light, and they find success wherever they want to find it. They don't necessarily have to do the things that I've done.
So what was it like having kids while you were enlisted?
Yeah, that was. I will tell you a humbling.
I guess you don't know what it's like without having kids enlisted.
I did. I was like 4 years,
okay.
Like 89 to 95. Yeah, and that was great too. We used to drive up to the Black Hills and we would eat Laffy Taffy and we'd go see Mount Rushmore, and Bobby was taking pictures even then, and we would do, she's not a fisherman, we'd go fishing, and so I do have memories of that. Awesome. And then we decided that, you know what, we have a lot of cool things, let's add a kid to this. And so then, Caleb came along, and again, we talked about those decisions that I made. That was one decision, I said, I probably should maybe show him an example that's more similar to what my father showed me. And so I decided to go back to night school. So I was working on the flight line, and then I went to night school. One of the things I wanted to mention is that there's this thing called Women, Infants, and Children. And that's something that if you don't make a lot of bread, they give you a little coupons, and you can take them to a store, and the coupons, you can get beans and orange juice and milk and all those things. And I will tell you, as a man who is told that you were going to provide, you told your wife's dad that, hey, I got your daughter and I will take care of her and I will provide for her. That's my promise to you. And then you're having to get dried beans on a coupon. That's a pretty humbling experience. So, I would go at like 5 minutes before the store closed when they were just getting ready to be done. I'd be that guy, and I'd go grab the orange juice, the beans, and the cereal that nobody liked, the coupons, don't make eye contact, out the door we went. But that provided me a perspective that, one, I was appreciative of that, and two, I didn't want to keep having to do that. So that's what drove the night school thing, and maybe something different for me. So yeah.
Is it a motivation? Is it something to learn from?
Yeah, it is something there are support systems around you, but they're not support systems that are going to keep you, they're not there they're like a temporary thing. Like, okay, hey, I'll patch your tire till you can get to the service station and get a new tire. You're not supposed to drive that spare forever, for me, that's just, my thought. And so, it was great. I was extremely grateful. It taught me a valuable lesson. And so,
You talked about a fondest memory. You talked, maybe that's your toughest memory.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it was, it was almost like a bank caper. We're like, okay, they're getting ready to close. Okay, put on your beanie. Okay, shove your hands in your pocket, run up there, and then make sure you get the correct orange juice or lemonade or whatever it was. Yes, there's a little bit of stress involved with that. And then, they don't, in hindsight as an adult, hey man, all good. Do what you got to do, man. There's no judgment. I mean, used to be, that was before internet, but there wasn't then. They didn't care, so it's just so.
Before internet? What's that?
Okay. Okay, right. We used to write letters to people and send them to a paper, and people would read about them. And so, then by the time you realize to respond. But yes, so I guess that was a tough memory, but it was a good memory. It was a healthy memory, I think.
Did you ever get stationed away from your family?
A couple of times. We did a couple of things when I was enlisted, but when I did my new thing, I took a year away from the family to do something different. I thought it was going to show me give me some leadership opportunities. And, I thought I had so much to offer the world that, why should I deny the island of Antigua my presence? So yes, I took an island job in the Caribbean to try to convince your peers and your wife that you take a job in the Caribbean because it's good for your career. That, I don't know what, exactly. What was I thinking? But they did it. And so, it was a great opportunity. I made it harder than it had to be. Because, honestly, you're in the Caribbean. There's not a lot of, I don't know. It was a good experience.
A job in North Dakota sounds like it would be.
Thank you.
No, it sounds like that would be the one that would encourage your career.
Right. Yeah.
Caribbean sounds like vacation.
Information that would have been helpful to me back in 2013 when I'm signing up, like, oh yeah, I'm going to the Caribbean, and you're gonna, oh, that guy's got some tough duty.
So did you get any slack from that from your wife? She couldn't go with you?
No. And there was a lot of misinformation out there that you could do. You could take them, and so she quickly found that, and I quickly looked into that. It's like, no, it's a 1-year deal, and it's nobody can go. She got to visit once, and so I have to, like, for that week that she was out there for the holidays, I had to, like, show her how hard it was here.
Yeah, we do not go to the beach ever.
No, exactly.
We've never been to the beach. Right. Hi, Jerry. Oh, I don't know why they know my name.
See you on Saturday? Yeah, that's exactly right.
Interesting, because sidebar is I have a video project in Costa Rica, and my wife does not want to go with me.
I should go with you.
So you should.
Yes, I should. Yeah, I'll give you all the emails I sent back that were worthless to me.
So I'm going to say, do you remember? Do you remember meeting your wife?
Absolutely. We had just talked about this just recently. It was when I was stationed in South Dakota, Rapid City. Again, we talked about being young, poor, enlisted airman, and not this. Yeah, I am okay. I'm not the shiniest fork in the bulb or whatever that is.
That didn't make sense. Shiniest fork in the bulb.
It's there's something about knowledge and decisions and. Okay, so anyway, so I get to South Dakota, I have a job, so then of course a company gives me a credit card, and I said, well, I need new glasses. I gotta get some sporty new shades to like support this new image that I am now, I'm an airman first class in the United States Air Force. I need to look the part, right? So I go to the mall because I love the mall, and she's working at the mall. And so I go in there with my unsigned, brand new credit card. I would like some sunglasses, please. And we did this thing. We were like chatting, and then there's this part where they look in your eyes with this binoculars to kind of like do some kind of thing. And so we were like really, really close, man. And I was like, oh my God, she's so hot. And so it was just, and so I bought the thing. Here's the one thing though. It's a 1-hour vision next door. And they took like weeks to get in. So that was like, if I had to complain to the company, that would be the complaint I would make. It was very misleading. But apparently because of my vision situation, it's like, dude, we have to go find quartz in a mine somewhere to get the thickness that we don't just carry around freaking giant Coke bottles for your silly sunglasses. And so it was a constant back and forth with my glasses in. And then finally she relented and we went out and it was, again, probably one of the 5. That was probably the 3rd. It was like brilliant move on my part.
Wait, you use sunglasses as a way to pick up chicks?
You think I'm going to be able to do it with these genetics?
Well, I didn't know you back then.
It's just a younger version of this dork. Yeah.
So and you needed prescription sunglasses.
Yeah, prescription. Yeah, exactly right.
So it took a number of trips.
Yeah, back and forth. And then there's a discussion on, I had asked for regular glasses and sunglasses, and when I got what I wanted, by that time we were dating, and so I couldn't tell her that's not what now we just talked about it. She goes, no, you ordered the red ones. You ordered the red ones. And so I was like, I don't recall. I thought I ordered the pink rose ones. So, whatever. It's all under the water of the bridge, after 30 years.
You went to get sunglasses to be cool, probably to pick up chicks, and there.
Right. What am I complaining about? I have 2 awesome kids. Yes, exactly right.
Well, at that point, you could be like, well, there's no sense in having the sunglasses anymore. I've got the gas.
Exactly.
So,
right. Yes, I don't. What sunglasses? I'm just here for you.
So how long did you guys date? And do you remember that stuff?
At least a year. About a year. It seems that way. Yeah, it was good. About a year. And then here's the thing about being in the military when you're a single guy. They give you because they know that you're like, you don't have a lot of cabbage. So they give you a card where you go to the chow hall and you can eat on this card. And it doesn't count. It's just, so you have a meal card, if you will. And so we used to, as single, we would go and I'd get a meal card worth of food, cheeseburger, hot dogs, soda, chips. And then we'd just go up to the lake and just eat it wasn't much. It was not much, but yeah, it was what we did. It was probably one of my fondest memories again. So yeah, it didn't take a lot of things.
So another big step in a guy's life is that time he decides to drop to a knee.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I had her parents lived on the other side of the state. So
in the state of
South Dakota, right.
So at this time, you're in Rapid City area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we were driving back and forth to Yankton to visit her folks and that kind of stuff, and so I wanted to do this a legit way back in the old days. You had, you asked her parents and you asked her dad. And so I did. I asked her dad, and he was a former Air Force guy too. And we actually had the same career field, just on different airframes. So we had a little bit of a common bond already there. So maybe that was a distractor for him. He's like, maybe a little skepticism on my part. I don't know how maintainers can be. But yeah, so we had this talk. I said, hey, would you be terribly upset if I married your daughter? I think I said terribly upset. Not like, would you be over the moon to have me in the family? It was like, would it suck a lot or a little bit to have me around a lot? Yeah, so he was like, that sounds, it could be worse, I guess. And so, yeah. So I came back and I kind of gave her the little, we're in, and then I think her mom and her sisters were there, and they kind of knew that the gig was going to be happening out on the deck, and so, yeah. So it was, so that's how that went down. They were good, we were good. So.
Wow, that's an amazing, had you already asked her, or?
We had already talked about it.
Yeah, we'd already. A surprise?
Well.
Hey, surprise, you want to marry me?
That's
But really, you should
I think
talk
we had
this
talked
through.
about it, and I was like, I want to make sure it's cool with your dad first. And then, yeah. So I think we had the pre-conversation. We pre-gamed it a little bit. And then, yeah. So I think I did ask her, yes. But I made it official with her dad. So
there should be some talk through, because we've seen on internet people asking, it's gone wrong. Like, oh no.
Yeah, right.
Didn't they ever discuss this?
That's right. Swipe up to find out what happens.
Didn't you ever go, hey, if I ever ask you to marry me, what do you think?
Yeah. Hey, I guess he says, so you're with me now.
So that's crazy. So how long have you guys been married now?
Oh my gosh. 91 to now. So whatever that is. 29?
So you got married in 91?
Yeah.
Do you remember the day?
June 1.
June 1?
I just blew it a couple weeks ago with the anniversary.
So you already blew it?
Yeah, right.
Dang. Had we done this sooner, I would have reminded you.
We could have can we hold on
for
a second?
How do you forget June 1?
I don't know.
The first of June.
I think there was other things that were happening at the time that kind of but I would have forgotten. I would have forgotten, even no matter what would happen. I would have. I don't know. I did. Okay. But I think in with us, it's who can remember first for us anymore.
Well, you have busy lifestyles.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. So
you want to take a different road, different turn in this interview? You want to play a little rapid fire?
Okay.
Questions?
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Could I do pass? Could I say pass?
Yeah, they're not very, I haven't come up with very difficult ones. I want to make these friendly.
Okay.
But first, super easy. First one, let's go with favorite number.
7.
7, okay. Favorite color?
Royal blue.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Okay, that's good, because you had an odd number as your favorite. Or is that odd you? You're odd.
Yeah.
You like odd people.
Yeah, right.
Here's a tough one. I don't want you to think too long on this, because it's supposed to be rapid, but song that describes your life.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't give you that one. I got to go for the easy one. We just had a song. You remember So I Married an Axe Murderer? The movie with Mike Myers?
Yes.
Woman, she was a thief. She stole my cat and my heart.
Woman, whoa, man, whoa, man. She was a thief, you gotta believe. She stole my heart and my cat.
That's more of a poem than a song.
But he made it a song.
That's the second one that came to mind.
Because he does that, woman. Yeah.
Woman.
I like that.
She was a thief. You have to believe.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Yeah, let's come over. We'll put it on this.
Well, we can't put it on that, but we'll put it on something.
Yeah, there you go.
You're going to put it on the yeah, we should have. Favorite movie on that note?
So I Married an Axe Murderer, I guess, because it's right at the top of my...
Oh, that's the first one on top of your head.
We were just talking about it.
Okay, well, that's not fair.
Okay.
Who would play you?
Oh, my goodness.
Now, be careful, because they might see this and go, who knows?
Pete Sobey would play me.
I'm not an actor.
Oh.
Come on, seriously. Who do you like to play you?
Gosh, I don't know, man. Pass. Let me come back to that.
I so see a Ben Stiller playing you.
See, he's too awesome. I think, no, I'd have to be like who's not Costanza, but the guy, the mailman in Seinfeld.
No, he's too, I can't remember his name, but.
I can't either. Yeah, where they go recycle bottles and they're gonna take them across the border to make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That sounds like shenanigans. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Steve McQueen. No, that's Steve McQueen. Jack Black.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
right? That sounds pretty funny.
Yes.
I could see that.
I could see
He's
it.
so good. Or maybe it's his partner in the band.
No, I could so see Jack Black. Like total bearded out too.
Yeah, I'm working on the role too. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
I like
CrossFit
that.
won't help that role.
No, it's good though.
Favorite food?
Oh my gosh, enchiladas.
Really?
That was just rapid fire. Sorry.
Homemade or someplace? Well, it's rapid fire questions.
Homemade. I don't know why I was thinking enchiladas just now.
Let's ask you a tough
Maybe
one.
from Nacho Libre. Not
Another
related.
great
Not
movie
related to
that only I think funny people get some of these movies because some people are like that movie sucked.
Oh no, you gotta watch it again. You gotta watch it again.
I remember a lot of people didn't like So I Married an Axe Murderer, and I was like, I thought it was fantastic.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Let's ask you a tough one. Is your wife a good cook?
Yeah.
Or are you the cook? My wife cooks terrible.
I don't know about that. I've seen some of the stuff. It looks pretty
I'm gonna
good,
get in
dude.
trouble. From your house or my house?
Probably your house.
I'm in trouble if I don't edit that part out.
You probably should. Yes, right. Yeah. So your wife is a good cook. Yeah, I think she is. She can throw down some serious. Yes, she can. Yes, she's busy, but when she throws down, it's pretty damn good.
You have to be worried she's listening through the door and comes running.
I'm wondering if she's over there behind us.
Favorite place to travel?
Oh man, I keep thinking of Leaves.
Leaves?
I want to say Spearfish was really pretty. South Dakota?
Really?
But I've been to other places, so I guess I should probably like show my worldliness. I don't know, man. Spearfish was beautiful in the fall. I mean, really, really pretty. Yeah, I like that. And I mean, Europe was pretty and all the things for all the reasons. Yeah, but that sounds like I'm kind of throwing it out there. I'm like travel blogging or travel dropping, whatever that's called.
You were in the Caribbean. You were in.
Oh, I guess I should have said that, shouldn't I have?
Yeah,
Dang it, I
like
blew it.
hello. You were
What was my favorite place? Oh, diving in the Caribbean off the Antiguan Islands. No, that's not.
Versus Spearfish. Maybe it's about who you were with.
Yeah, you know that's exactly right. Spearfish had like, and this is this is sacrilege that I'm even saying this because Spearfish had really good Reuben sandwiches, and I'm here in Omaha where like they invented the Reuben sandwich, but I always liked the Reuben sandwiches at Sanford's at Spearfish, South Dakota, which, I mean, the one at the place here is fantastic, but you're right. I think it's the people you're with.
Favorite drink?
We just talked about this. There's like a drink that's like with gin and mint.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm having kidney surgery. I shouldn't mention it, but it's really refreshing. We were just talking about it. I can't think of what the name is. It's mint and gin and like seltzer water.
You think if it was your favorite drink, you would know the name of it? Like normally it's like.
Yeah, right. Diet Coke with cherry soda. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really.
Diet Coke with cherry soda. You really have a problem with your favorite drinks.
Yeah, really, I should know my favorite drink.
It's the one with a mint. It's the one with a mint in it.
I'm full of shit, dude.
Yeah, I know. Favorite is like comes right to the top of your head.
It's my favorite drink, the one with the liquid. Clearly, man, I don't even.
Like I could tell you, my unfavorite drink is anything with like bubbly water.
Okay,
You offered me bubbly water.
Yeah, yours is over there. It's regular water though.
Yeah, I was thinking like,
It's in the thing.
you offered me water, and I'm like, where is that water?
Yeah, it's
by the
over
way?
there. It's
But
actually
I
from the
le-
refrigerator.
I left it on
It's
my
legit.
van.
How about sun tea with lemon? But that's not really my favorite drink.
That's a favorite drink?
Yeah, thinking about it.
Okay.
No, something with pineapple juice.
Oh, and here's the one that should probably get us in a lot of trouble with this
Yeah, let's
video.
go here then.
Pineapple on pizza. Your thoughts?
Oh man, I just had one on purpose, and I don't know. I'm falling in the other side of that. I think I ordered Hawaiian on purpose, thinking, okay, this has got to be a problem. I like pineapple, but I could see why people don't. I don't think I'll order it again like that.
That sounds too.
I know.
On the
I should
fence. Make
no,
a decision. Here.
No pineapple.
What?
I mean, no pineapple for them. Pineapple for us.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an election year.
I know you gotta get. Oh boy, we could go down that road. No, we're not.
No.
My conversations are hopefully non-political.
Yeah,
and
for sure. Nothing.
I mean, if the person I interview wants to go that way, but really it's to just to get.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we don't talk to people.
Yeah.
And we
right.
don't. Bigger than that, we don't listen to people.
Yes.
What brought you to Omaha, though?
Work. I was military stationed here. Then I went off and did my extremely difficult job in the Caribbean for a year, and then we came back here, and then we went to DC for a little bit, and then we retired. And this is really close to her family still, so it was really high on our list of places we wanted to get back to, and it just all the stars lined up. I mean, you know, looking for work is not fun. I mean, so just getting a job is important, and then getting one where you want and what you want to do, it was. Yeah, it was super fortunate that happened. So we ended up, so it worked out. Got the offer, whatever. We come back here from DC. That brings us back to Omaha. And we've been here since 2015, so 5 years. There are worse places to be, and this is pretty darn good.
Well, putting you on the spot, do you like it, Omaha? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
There's worse places you could be.
There are worse places you could be. I do like it. The people here are freaking amazing. They're super, they're empathetic and they're helpful, and yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm sure there are other places that are equally as awesome, and their community is just as good as this one, but this one's pretty good.
It's no Antigua. Jamaica.
No, it's not. You guys don't have these things called roti sandwiches, which I think they're like Caribbean quesadillas, maybe. I don't know, but.
Yeah, you lived there for a year.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's a thing with gin.
In the movie Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because why did you pick Walter Mitty as that's kind of like your? I don't want to give up your social media name, but I guess we just did.
Yeah.
Why did you pick that? I mean. Obvious reasons, but why that name though? As your
okay, so there's the backstory because this is part of it. I could have stayed in the military forever. It gave me everything that I have. It provided me the cloak of invincibility, if you will, because I was serving the country. I mean, even if you are kicking rocks and you're wearing that. You are a serviceman or service person. So I could have done that. I would have done that forever. It doesn't work that way. It's there's a shelf life on people in the military, and so my shelf life, my expiration date came due, and so I had to. There's more to that. There's a lot to that story. I'll get into it. You can edit if you want. Okay, so in 2010, I'm in a class in. A military class, and one of the last days of the class, one of the questions they asked was, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And so they're giving really thoughtful questions of what they're going to do. Maybe open a franchise. Maybe I'll be at Air War College. Maybe I'll be. And they got to me, and I copped out. I said, "I can't imagine doing anything what I'm doing right now." I was like, "This is everything I've ever dreamed of. It's given me everything. It's given me beans from back in the day and orange juice and fed my children." And then give me all these opportunities. So I couldn't see that's a cop-out. It's true, absolutely genuine. That's 100% the way I felt. But I didn't do myself the justice because in 5 years from that conversation, I was out of the military. And it was like, you wasted introspection time that you could have been like at least thinking about a plan B. And so anyway, 5 years from then, I'm doing this thing. And your question was what?
Yeah, I forgot what my question was. But what? Boy, you made me forget my question because why cop out?
No, you should do it takes nothing to think about of these different choices. I mean, you could war game all these things. It doesn't mean that you think less of the military that you think that you're going to get out, because you're going to. It doesn't mean that you are not giving 100% to what you're doing right now. It just means you realize that you're not good. There's only one person probably in the military that gets to retire on his own terms, and that's the 4-star, because there's no 5-star. So that was folly, I guess, on my part to think that, I was just going to get to do what I wanted to do forever because, yeah. So that, having said that, so yes, so 5 years, I'm there. It puts me here. Yeah, I'm trying to get to what your question was.
The question was, we were trying to figure out why we went with Walter Mitty.
Yes. Okay. So yes, thank you. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to edit a lot of this one. So yes. So I'm like, I was in denial, and now I'm like, okay, who am I if I'm not this person in this uniform with these things on my things and this box of all these little doodads? Who am I if I'm not those things? And you know, you don't get to carry those around when you leave. You don't get to be like, hey, look at me. Because if you see somebody in the military, you're like, okay, that person is this, they have this many years in the service, they've done these deployments, they maybe fly, whatever. You can see immediately what that person is, and it gives them the value according, and how you treat them, respectfully, or you treat them as a subordinate, all those things. So I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was supposed to be if I wasn't going to be this airman. And so that movie is, it's about a person who just is, he has this other life. He has this other life. And that's, I couldn't be the person I was. So I could be so I was like, I could be anybody. And that was like too many things to think about. So I changed my name. I'm Walt JB Mitty. So there's still me in that name. And so I was that. I became not a persona or a whatever, but it's like, yeah, I could live out this fantasy now. I could be whatever I want to be. And Walt Mitty, he climbs these mountains, he flies this plane, he skateboards. Why the heck not? Why? There's nothing stopping any of us from doing those things. And so that's a promise to myself. And then so that's why I changed it. So that was a long ways to get to there.
Yeah, it was. But no, is there a message that you hope people get off of that sort of rationale? Because you're not living a fantasy life. You're
right.
You're using it as your motivation.
Right. Because you think about the premise of the new show, the one with the Ben Stiller character. He's not doing this for himself. He's doing this to save the magazine company. He's doing this to write some kind of like, okay, there was a mess up there. The film is missing, so someone's accountable to this thing. Someone's in trouble. But he's doing all these things, not because he wants to go skateboard, he wants to fly an airplane or go on this, what is this, a whale ship or something like that? He's got a mission. He's got to save the freaking Time magazine, I think is what it was. And Life, thank you. I'm sorry. He's got to save, he's trying to save Life magazine. And you could do so much when you're not doing it for yourself. So that's kind of where I was at, you know? And I wanted to do that. I wanted to be part of that. I want to be that.
Is that your...
I want to be that serviceman, serviceman, whatever, service person.
If people are watching this, do you hope that's a message they take away is do something?
I think they do it anyway. I think everybody does something for somebody. They just don't recognize it as they get it, they maybe see it as a have to and not a get to. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, bro, you get to do that. You get to put that in that person. That's yeah, man, come on. Why don't we all do that?
In that movie, when he's on the help desk phone call, they ask, have you done anything noteworthy? We've been talking for a while.
Have we?
Yeah, we've done. No, I knew it was going to be. What would you classify as noteworthy for you? You've done a number of noteworthy things that we've talked about, but what would you hopefully be so far your noteworthy thing?
Man. Dude, that's it's hard. It's hard to like say, because you know recently what's happened. I am trying to like, you know, I think about the legacy or whatever it is that at the end of the day they're gonna like someone's gonna get up and they're like, boing. You know, I knew Beeve when he did his thing. I don't know, man.
You know what? I was traveling down a path to get to the sign that's hanging over your shoulder, which is left kidney sucks. So, and you've kind of, for people who don't know, who we're going to ask to watch this, tell us about this thing that happened.
Yeah, right? So, it was Memorial Day. I was, you know, you think, and I've been surprised a number of times, and where you think you have life all figured out and you've got this path that you're going to do. Memorial Day weekend, for the folks that do CrossFit, that is like a big milestone weekend for everybody. Everybody does the same workout, and that's like, and everybody comes together as a community, and we celebrate a sacrifice of a Navy SEAL. So I'm getting ready for that. I'm gonna go do that with my friend. We've done it a few years in a row. So that's my going in weekend. So Monday morning I start feeling like terrible. I've got some other things that were happening. I was like, man, and so I call, like we have a ask a nurse. I call the nurse, says, you probably should go to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room. They say, oh, you probably got this. We're gonna take some pictures.
And wasn't feeling good?
It was like kidney stone, back pain, and then all the associated things with that. So you know, kidney stones don't just magically leave. So there's a process that has to happen. They're like, well, that's probably what's going on. You just gotta get rid of this thorn. So, but they take a picture like, oh, there's more to this than that. They didn't really tell me specifically, but they told me, hey, we're gonna have to take some pain medicine, take some whatever, and we'll call you. You have an appointment. So Monday, I'm not doing the Murph workout. Tuesday, I get a call, say, hey, we need to see you. And then Wednesday, a stranger, we talk about, relationships with people and how important they are. A stranger who had somehow spent decades of his life learning a skill to walk into my room and say, I'm going to be blunt with you. You have a tumor the size of a tennis ball on your kidney, and I'm going to have to remove it. And so, I'm thinking, oh, I'll have to do Murph another day. And, you sit back in your chair when you get that news. And so, and in the time of COVID, I can't have anybody with me, so I'm on a speakerphone with my wife, and she's out there in the car listening to this news, and I get no micro expressions from her. I can't tell what's going on in her mind. I'm listening to this doctor tell me that, whatever that means to me, and I don't know what that means. I just know that, I have stage 3 renal cancer, and it's a, how's it go? It's a tennis ball sized tumor on my tinkle maker, So it's not what I had planned for myself. And then we go through it, and then, it's not as, it's cancer. It's all that scary stuff that I have to try to make right in my brain. But it's not that cancer. It's not that cancer. So so that changed everything, So now you've got, what does that mean? What is that? So am I now, what is that? I don't know what that means. I don't know. So now do I have to wear this thing? Do I get free pancakes at IHOP? I don't know. I love pancakes. I'm a waffle guy, but I don't know. So I'm dealing with that. And if you I've mentioned it to a number of people, if you've reached out to me, I've given you the I love you man speech to everybody. And it's not the time for me to say I love you man, but I love you man. Yeah.
Well, going with the service industry, do you get something on your chest, like one of those little ribbons?
Right. Oh, yeah, right. Maybe. Yeah, right, exactly. I get a new ribbon. Exactly right. Well, maybe I guess if it was worse, I'd get a better device.
I've gone through a health thing, so what are your thoughts on it?
I know. I get glimpses of what you're going through, and I don't know how. What I think it has done, you get those crappy gifts at Christmas time that is a gift that someone gives you, and you're grateful for the sweater. Maybe it's too small. Thank you. Someone thought of you, but it provides you. Right, exactly. It's like made of that whatever, but it's a gift. And so if you look at it, it's kind of that. We'll go back to you want to or get to, or you have to or want to get to, have to get to. The period in our life is out there. The book closes, no question about it. That's not even a surprise. It should not be a surprise for anybody. But so I got to see that for myself. I got to go through all of that, real accelerated time. I don't know. Does that mean I go out and buy the sports car? Do I go out and get Botox? Do I get nice things? Do I start a really big Instagram account? I'm still trying to work out how I'm supposed to wear this thing now. It's just what is that? Okay, the clock's ticking. Well, yeah, it was always ticking, bro. Don't be surprised. But I was surprised. I was like, oh, I never got to do this thing. You were never gonna do that thing, So I haven't processed it, but you handle it awesomely.
Not about me, but you, but so what does this mean? Stage 3?
Yeah.
What do they have to do?
So he's taking my kidney away, and then maybe some other things. He says there's probably some, I think lymph nodes they call them. They're probably gonna have to come out, and then they're gonna send it off to another stranger, and the stranger's gonna look at a bunch of goo and say, yeah, that's all of it, or no, that's not all of it. And then if it's not all of it, then there's some follow-on I get to talk to another group of strangers, and then they probably, would go from there. So, it seems to be, seems to be all contained in this situation, and once they get it out, I should be, people donate kidneys to family. I've had one family member want to donate one to me. And so it's one, that's awesome. Two, it sounds like it's very routine. It's not that big a deal.
But you'll have one.
Yeah, I'll have one. I won't need to, I'll be good to go. I should be good to go.
I mean, because we joke as guys that our wife own our testicles.
Right, exactly. So, and I get the, whatever, now I get to keep one,
And now you're losing the left kidney?
Left one, yeah.
So hence, left kidneys suck?
Left kidney suck, that's right.
Who needs it?
Who needs it? Exactly. I never liked that kid.
Yeah, it did a terrible job of processing my pee.
It never gave me the right quantity, always, interrupt us.
What does stage 3 mean?
I think that just means it's beyond your kidney. It's like 2 is like just on the glob there. 3 is it's like you found any amount of it outside your kidney, and then I quit looking after that because I got enough to be melodramatic about with just the 3. So 3 is very manageable. Initially, I looked it up, and the internet it confirms whatever bias you want. It says, "Oh my God, it's awful, dude. You're good to go." So you have to, as a human being, go like, which one do you believe? They're both written in the same font. Which one's more believable? I guess what site it comes from would be the other indicator. But
well, that's the amazing thing is I found that when you go on the internet to search things, well, everyone in the world knows, but like when you have a health thing like this, you can there are like, oh my God, I'm going to do what?
Right.
And then there's like, oh, I'll be back doing the Murph next week.
That's kind of what I kind of have glimpses of that. Yeah, I'll just be back.
What's your recovery going to be like?
Well, they said 2 months. I made some goals for myself, what I could do now, and so hopefully when I get done in a couple months, I'll try to get back to whatever number I was getting before that. So I think like a month, 2 months. The one thing that the guy said is that stamina is gonna be an issue. So I don't know what that means. The other day, though,
that sounds like a personal issue. Right,
that's what she said. But one thing that happened yesterday, though, we were having lunch at my favorite lunch place because who's going to argue with the guy with the crappy kidney? And then Bobby says, "You probably want a nap now." I mean, never in the history of our marriage has she ever said, "You probably want a nap now." I was like, "Yeah, I want a nap every time after lunch." It was like, but now I get to take one. So I didn't because I thought it was a trick. And so,
so it's not, I got to, I get to.
That's right. I don't have to take a nap. I get to take a nap. Yeah.
But through this, you've asked people for something.
Yes. So I tell you, you don't realize until you need, that you have an awesome support system. Everybody does. Everybody does. If you're a human being and you interact with more than 5 people, you have an amazing group of people around you. And so when this happened, the first thing I do before I tell my kids and my wife, I put it on freaking social media. That's where this stuff has to go, right? So yes, no, that doesn't have to go, but it gets to go there.
Did you put it on social media first?
No. I talked to the boys, and we talked to Bobby was there. We talked to the boys. But that's where I don't know, right or wrong. That's where it ended up, and I had a ton of people. Like, dude, it's all right. Dude, you got this. All the things you need to hear and love and support. Somebody, like a friend we've known for decades, bringing me over a humongous jar of peanut butter. Like, man, that is my jam. It's like, don't eat. It's like, you know what? I should have said this a long time ago. It's like, I should have said, I think I got a crappy kidney, and who knows what I would have got. But anyway. So like I said, there's just an amazing group of people that are always helpful. And Bobby's sister was like, she's like on to, how do we help? What can we do? And we kind of went round and round. I was like, I think, how about we just, people don't need to, like, they don't need to do anything for me. We're good. I think, it's, yeah. I said, how about you do something for someone in your, like, around you? Somewhere that you don't need to, like, mail stuff to, like, and so we started this hashtag Waltmittysentme. And if you just do something for the people that you dig, someone that's right there, that's next to you, you could, like, within arm's reach, like, hey, bro, that pie and ice cream, that's on me. Hashtag Walt Mitty sent me. You know, you put an extra couple bucks in your freaking waitress's thing. Boom, Walt Mitty sent me. It's like you were gonna do that anyway. You know there are awesome people, and if it's the tipping point between like, do I pass that person on the road that's having trouble jacking up the car, changing a tire, or maybe I pull over because I love changing tires on people's cars and making a difference. Pull over and help that person. I mean, you know, within reason, be safe and all that. Don't just like screech to a halt. But I mean, like, if it's like you know, there's something about 3, 2, 1, yes. It's like 3, 2, 1, yes. Do it. And so, yeah, if that makes like 5 people say, hey man, you're in a bad way. Here's here's a this, here's a that, or let me mow your yard because it looks like you have a whatever. That's how this stuff's. We're gonna get through any of it. All this stuff that's happening. Dude, it's your tribe, and that tribe could be 5 people, it could be 5 million people. So when we thought that, it's like, man, that's where it's at. That's a secret sauce of it all. All of it is getting to say, you're a human and you need something. I'm a human, I need something. Let's work this out. I mean, I'm not talking like, you know, I'm gonna make a horseshoe, you're gonna give me a horse. I mean, but something, right? I mean, we all have something we can offer our brothers and sisters, right? I think. And yeah, that's what started that. And I was like, man, that's freaking awesome. I think that was, you know, Kelly and Bobby and her sisters were just like, yeah, that's the right answer, because that's the answer you're gonna give anyway, you know. Just don't, you know, I love getting lasagna dropped off I love peanut butter in my house. I love, you know, bouquets of candy bars. Yeah, for sure. Who else loves that kind of stuff that you're right next to in your house, maybe right across the street from you? Probably. Who would turn down love? Not too many people.
It's interesting because before all this before, you know, we're living in a world with a pandemic and a racism topic right now. And before all this began, right around St. Patrick's Day, I had been talking about how people need to talk to each other, and if we only listened to each other too and got to know each other and did things for each other, maybe things would be better.
Yeah.
And that's why when I saw that, oh, I got to do this interview now, because you've always been on my, when I decided I want to do these chats with people, you were always in the top 5.
Yeah.
So I just moved you up to number 1, and this kind of did the swift kick in the ass to get me going.
Right.
Because I saw that, and I was like, that's exactly, and that was a sign of like, that's exactly what I think people should be doing. Just and if you could smile again to people in the grocery stores, you really can't with the masks on.
You sell it with the scarecrow eyes, or whatever that's called, crow's feet.
Because sometimes a smile, really, in the parking lot, in the aisle, can change someone's day, because you see them having a terrible day, and you just give them that smile.
Right.
Or you know what, it might sound rough, but like, not about me, but a story I'll share through this, because you've shared a lot. It might have been a month ago, a family I overheard in the aisle was like, if we get this cereal, we're going to have to put this back.
Heavy,
and I was like, what? In my head, I was like, what?
Right.
So I walked up and I said, get the cereal.
Hell yes. Yes.
And they looked at me like first it was like, how dare you over here? And I was like, I get it. But then you talking about the beans.
Yeah, I've been there, bro.
They were like, okay, wait. And I was like, get the cereal. Plus, what else do you need?
Right.
And you know what? An extra hit on my credit card.
Exactly, bro.
Is going to be okay, because I know that I'm trying to phrase this the correct way. Oh, we'll always get critiqued in life. I knew that, obviously, from overhearing their discussion, I was in a better situation in life, that I could give something. Right. And they went and grabbed some hot dogs and brats, too. They're like, can we get this? And I was like, yeah, get it.
Right.
And I'm covering it today.
Yes.
Why? Because, hey, it made me feel good.
Right. I had a good day, whatever.
I didn't know about Walt Mitty but I would have been like, Walt Mitty. But you know what?
That crackpot.
Not only does it make you have a good day, but it gives them, it gives someone else hope that, hey, someone actually does give a crap about me.
Right.
Even though they just overheard. So.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you, man.
Are you worried Walt Mitty might find out about this?
I didn't
like maybe Ben Stiller.
If I get in trouble,
but
that's not
no,
gonna be
you're
good,
not
right?
going to get. I mean, how can you get in trouble?
I don't know. There's,
your wife has never been mad at you, and the military has never been mad at you.
Right. Never.
You're always like, you're the happiest guy in the gym.
Right. There it is. Yeah, it's great. It's great. You just have to find it, man. You just have to find it. I don't know. I am worried that, that's something. I am being playing fast and loose with the what are they, copyright rules or whatever.
I don't think anyone's going to.
I don't think so either.
When you're doing good,
I think so, right? I think that's the message anyway. I mean, it's a great movie. Go see the movie.
Hopefully through listening to your conversation and knowing about your Walt Mitty, that when I finally, I was at the gym and I was like, wait, whoa! Because you lived the life of like the movie.
I think so too.
And that's why I was like, I had this like, oh my goodness. It's like my son's, Darth Vader is Luke's father. I was like, oh, he is. So, I mean, it's a praise to you for that.
I appreciate that.
But, we started off with describe who you are. How would you describe yourself? But I think in answering all these questions you've described, and people understand who you are.
I think so.
So going into this, and when probably a week from now, you're going to be a little lesser man, though. Are you still...
right. I gotta have issues with that. I'm wondering if they could give me if I could use it to a pocket. I can just keep my wallet in there, maybe my treats,
Do you get
my
to keep
Smarties. Someone asked me if I was going to, because I didn't actually know what it looked like. I think I could probably ask. I'm sure.
You should be at least able to look at it.
Send
That's
it to
mine.
a taxidermy or something.
Yeah, why couldn't you keep it? That's my kidney.
Yeah, I think, I should probably
Can I have
ask.
it?
Yeah.
We should ask the doctor.
Yeah, so can I, just bring a thing so I can put it in a lunch pail. Can you put that in there when you're done?
So people hearing you blab for I don't know, I think we did talk for an hour.
Yeah.
What's your hope people take away? I mean, you kind of answered it, but what do you hope people take away from getting to know you for a small, I mean, we put this out into the interwebs. Who knows who watched it? What do you hope someone takes away from meeting you for an hour?
That there's someone else like that. There's someone around them that they probably they could help or they could be part of. It's that one book, Speaking with Strangers and stuff. I think that'll break down a bunch of barriers. Just oh, you know what? You could imagine somebody some way, but until you open up that conversation, you squeeze your, back in post-COVID times, you push that other guy's hand. You don't really know. I mean, everybody's got their thing that they're struggling with. I mean, there's bad people in the world. There's good people in the world. You need to find out who those people are. And I think just like you were saying, man, those conversations, it's we have a lot in common, and that, nobody wants the things that are happening now. Nobody, we're all feeling the things that you're feeling. I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for what you do on 3 o'clock every day that just kind of gives everybody a chance to pause and okay, yeah. I mean, if anything, this social quarantining thing has given everybody, if they take the opportunity, just okay, it's a crummy time, but okay, let me just take a minute, take a breath, forced to be disconnect from what's happening, and just kind of okay, now let's pick on these gratitudes that we have around us, and then okay, right now we realize that it sucks. It doesn't, let's just kind of build on that and make it suck a little bit less. And now we've made it a little bit less for our family. Let's make it suck a little bit less for our neighbor. Maybe our community. Maybe, maybe we go clean up downtown, the park. It's just. And like you're saying, show those crow's feet smiles behind those masks. That's what's kind of it could be a worry that you're oh, that person's got a mask on. Back in the olden times, mask was a bad thing. Now we're oh, thank you for wearing a mask because you care about me. I'm wearing a mask because I care about you. But, it's just, I don't know. I think I want people to just what you think, just talk to each other. Come on, bro. We're all family somewhere, somehow. Yeah. So. Anyway.
You can talk, and you can actually, in talking, disagree, and it's okay. You can be still happy with each other.
100%. 100%. I bet you there's things that we don't like. I think you actually like pineapples on pizza.
I do.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's almost like I'm going to leave here now.
Right.
Point.
But,
what?
Right. But we're still friends.
I put pineapple on pepperoni pizza.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to only put it on Canadian bacon.
No, I'll put it on any type of pizza.
Yeah, see?
It's...
But you know what? I have respect for you and your gym, your workout effort. I mean, seeing you do those things at the gym, I have respect.
Well, as soon as you're ready to do the Murph, even if it's in August, it won't be August.
It's going to be hard to not make an excuse to not do that one.
November.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready to do it again.
Yeah? I might hold you to that. I might hold you to that.
Which, and in the interest of disclosure, we do work out together.
Yes, we do. And he's way fitter than he admits. No, he is. Yes, he is way fitter.
CrossFit is not about who's way fitter.
Who looks fitter?
Rule number one is leave your ego at the door.
No, for sure. You're right.
Despite what people think about us.
Right. That's true. That's true.
We are kind and caring.
And a welcoming community.
We are.
Pull out my card.
Yeah.
CrossFit in 100
Anything
words.
you want to say to the gym people? I mean,
I miss you guys a lot. I miss you guys. I'm way. I think I'm probably one of the top 5 oldest people in the gym, but I get so much from you guys, and I miss you, and I look forward to someday seeing you real soon. You know, so thanks for that. That's a good plug. That's a good idea.
Any last comments to all the people supporting you? Because I know you have it, and I know there's a wave coming.
Thank you. Thank you. It is humbling. I don't deserve the amount of support you guys have given to me, and I look forward to giving it back to you in some way. But for now, the only is thank you, and I will see you very soon. Yeah, I think that's all I can say for now.
I think we're good, unless there's anything else you want to say.
I don't know. I think anymore, I'll probably get myself in trouble.
Yeah,
I probably already have.
Figure out what the name of that drink is.
It's a mint ginny thing. The mint ginny.
Wait, I don't know how I'm going to insert this in, but is this a disease? Was this disease brought on by your carpentry?
You know, there's a lot of theories out there online, and I'm a fan of all conspiracies, but you know, I was not sick. I was very healthy. I could do 5 pull-ups before I started making furniture. And then I started making furniture, and lo and behold, the weekend I started making furniture, 3 days later, I'm in the emergency room having an MRI and a CT scan, and they're telling me about my tennis ball-sized tumor on my tinkle maker. Yeah, I think there's something to be. I think research needs to be done. I think any man who does not want to do woodworking needs to explore that avenue of diagnosis.
Well, I have not been doing woodworking.
Right? How are your kidneys?
There were wood projects in the house that needed to be done.
Yeah.
I did not do them.
And?
I am healthy. Well, within reason. No kidney problems.
See? Exactly. So right there, there's 100% double-blind test.
So far, our research, based on 2 people, which we know if we use our Google MD,
it's
completely. So that is true.
That is a validated
carpentry
thing.
Leads to kidney problems.
Yes, exactly.
Post
it's
that.
undeniable. Undeniable.
Yeah, that's fact.
Fact.
If it's fact to you, it's real.
It's right. It's exactly. It's my fact. So yeah.
All right.
So anyway, I got to get back to making some wood things.
That's gonna make you sicker. Stop. Well, we have to keep the theory going.
You got to give it till it hurts.
You keep doing wood. I will not do.
I will trend my kidney, my good guy, my right side guy.
There you go. You keep doing wood, and I won't do wood.
That's right. And then we'll grow up together.
And the gym just laughed at that.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I worked that in.
Good. Very good.
All right. Say goodbye, Jerry.
Bye, Jerry.